Broadmoor is a working neighborhood. It always has been a working class community. People not afraid to step up and stand up for what they believe in.
Broadmoor is the first city neighborhood in the United States of America to bootstrap itself from a disaster to a success. It is the first neighborhood where the plan came from the bottom up and the folks decided what they wanted. And that's what we did.
When the Broadmoor Improvement Association was organizing after Katrina, that's when they put together a group to form a charter school board, to write a charter and develop the Andrew H. Wilson Charter School to bring it back to the community as the hub of the educational corridor.
For a neighborhood to start with a small education committee, to build that committee then into a charter school board, to open a full-fledged charter school, and at the same time get the funds to open a $30 million charter school building, and to have all of that done within a couple of years of a disaster is incredible and truly unprecedented.
We have rebuilt over 150 homes. We've provided resources to over 550 homes. We have spent over $70,000 in 1 year providing families with appliances, with furniture.
The purpose of APEX, Always Pursuing Excellence, is that we are creating community leaders. Residents now come to us and say, you know, I used to walk in fear past a group of young African American men, and now I stand there waiting for them to hug me. Broadmoor Improvement has done fundraising for us, support, board advice. We expect to be sustainable by year's end, largely due to the Broadmoor Improvement Association.
The funding of the BIA is vital for the future. It's vital, it's as vital as insulin is to a diabetic, it's as vital as water is to the human body. And I say that because we have to maintain our foothold and our footprint in the city and in our neighborhood.
There is absolutely not as much funding as there was 2 years after the storm, 3 years after the storm. New Orleans is quickly fading from the national spotlight, and it's certainly fading from the eyes of national funders. As a result, more and more of Broadmoor's work is going to have to be funded by the neighborhood itself.
Well, BIA has raised privately $2.3 million to make sure that this library came back to the neighborhood better than before. It was a mediocre library pre-Katrina, and now it's going to be a first-class 21st century learning environment for this entire neighborhood. This is now the time for every Broadmoor resident to have a vested interest in where Broadmoor continues to go. And it takes resources to do that. And it takes buy-in from the people who benefit the most.
Children in Broadmoor, when I first came here in 2007, did not have a lot of the resources that they now have. They did not have a school that they could go to. They did not have social programming during the summer after school. And in fact, a lot of families with children were either not back or were just coming back then. And it's really cool now, 3 years after I first came to New Orleans, to bike down the streets of Broadmoor and just be surrounded by children. And to know that those children have a good place to go to school, to know that those children have places after school where they can go to learn computer skills, to play sports, to get the support that they need to grow into the adults of the future and the Broadmoorians of the future is fantastic.
We need the community to have a safe place where they can go and participate, whether it be in bingo, a dance recital, a recreational game of basketball. We need for this to be the focus of the community.
Many district neighborhood funding are predominantly security issues, and 100% of the money usually goes to creating an extra police force. Broadmoor has chosen to be proactive, has chosen to take that money and use it to build the community up. This extra police force, this extra security is unnecessary.
And so to take $100 and invest in your community where the services are here, so much of the children in this community, if they're in this school, they're getting all kinds of things it's a very small price to pay.
Whether you're the richest Broadmoorian or the poorest Broadmoorian, the Broadmoor Improvement Association has profoundly positively impacted your life.
Broadmoor is the most phenomenal community I've ever lived in.
Anybody, any neighborhood organization wants to copy this model, come on, because it works.
After the parcel fee is approved, the Broadmoor Improvement Association will adopt a new governance structure where the board of directors will be elected by every resident from the Broadmoor community. So on Tuesday, November 2nd, go out and vote to make Broadmoor better than before. The future of our community depends on your vote.